offer a third-day prayer for the late president. Vice President Shettima, in the tribute, described him as a man who valued simplicity over affluence. A final word on a man whose legacy, like his politics, continues to spark debate. And speaking of political legacy, just as the nation mourns a former president, the opposition is undergoing its own reckoning. Barely days after Atiku Abubakar declared the PDP beyond redemption, another key figure has exited the stage. Dele Momodu, former presidential aspirant and PDP's 2023 campaign strategist, has dumped the party as well, blaming what he calls a hijack by anti-democratic forces. Is now aligning with the African Democratic Congress, a platform rapidly gaining attention as a possible unifier of disillusioned opposition. I take that back, opposition voices. It's starting to sound familiar, doesn't it? In 2015, it was the APC that rode into power on the back of an opposition coalition. Now, in 2025, some are asking, can the same script unseat the APC, or is this just political musical chairs in new robes? Tonight, I'm joined by Titilope Anifowoshe, lawyer, development consultant, and a vocal supporter of the Tinubu administration. She's appeared on this show before in defense of the government's policies. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Let's begin with updates with the former president's state funeral. We've seen the Tinubu administration go all out to honor him in his death. There's an ongoing special FEC meeting. Some dignitaries attended prayers even aftermath the burial. Would you say that he's gotten the due honor, or there's still more that can be done to remember him?
I think, first of all, may so rest in peace. We haven't witnessed the sort of honor that is being given to a past president in our current democratic dispensation. So I believe that President Muhammadu Buhari indeed is getting the honor due to him as not just a two-time elected president, but as someone who has spent over half of his lifetime serving Nigeria. So I think, yes, he's getting what he deserves.
Absolutely. Good way to put it, especially now that all eyes are. And we're going to talk about what happens next, because former President Buhari was more than a president. He was a movement sort of in the north. For over a decade, we are told he commanded an almost court-like 12 million vote base, especially in that part of the country. With his passing now, who inherits that political capital? Can anyone truly step into that role? Or are we witnessing the end of an era?
I personally believe that we are witnessing the end of an era. Let's not forget that President Muhammadu Buhari did not just, get this following just yesterday. I do not think that political followership is something that can be inherited. I believe that people choose to follow individuals based on what they believe this individual has that other persons do not have. If we look at history, President Muhammadu Buhari contested against Olusegun Obasanjo. He contested against Goodluck Jonathan. He contested against even Yar'Adua. And he still consistently got the same following that he got. Right now, I can't think about any other person from northern Nigeria, except probably Kwankwaso. And of course, we saw what happened when Kwankwaso tried to be president of Nigeria. He got a measly 1 million plus votes. So I believe that this is the end of an era. But let's also not forget that President Muhammadu Buhari, till his last breath, was a devoted member of the All Progressive Congress. So I wouldn't be looking at this inheritance from the angle of a personality inheriting his political structure, but from a political party being able to follow suit with the sort of following that former President Muhammadu Buhari had.
I get you, but his person is such a quiet and silent personality that doesn't poke nose into political affairs, especially when he left office. So it's really hard to tell what his stance was. It didn't disagree quite as much with his administration. But many of the people who worked for him, we see them now leaving the APC for the new coalition party. So perhaps it's safe to say the North is now wide open again ahead of 2027. But does this shift strengthen or weakens the APC, considering the fact that there are so many of those individuals who supported Buhari prior to this time who have now left and moved on to the coalition base?
Let me remind you that when former Governor Nasir El-Rufai said something around, having President Muhammadu Buhari as his leader and then, leaving the APC, President Muhammadu Buhari's spokesperson came out outrightly to say that President Muhammadu Buhari is a member of the APC, is a supporter of the APC. I think that is lucid, beyond microscopic scrutiny, to show the leanings of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Whether or not individuals who worked under his administration have now chosen to opt for the ADC or any other place is immaterial. What matters is that at the point where former President Muhammadu Buhari had to show Nigerians that this is where I belong to, he came out through his spokesperson to say, I belong to the All Progressives Party. And I think that is clear enough.
Well, I like the way you put it, but I think the coming days will tell, for instance, where the CPC family is going to end up, right? And also the position of some of those northern governors and individuals who have, closely supported and followed President Muhammadu Buhari. Because it's really hard to tell. I remember speaking with Gaba. You said that again?
I've quoted a legal maxim. I would have quoted a legal maxim.
Yes, please go ahead.
That the action of an individual, cannot be stated to be the action of the individual's agent. Every individual under the law is one. So if you, Nifemi Ogutoye, choose to take an action, we will take you by you. We won't take you as an employee of TVC. So if Boss Mustafa, any other person opts to leave the APC, that is their decision, not that of former President Muhammadu Buhari.
And I agree to you to that extent. I'm just trying to also buttress the fact that President Muhammadu Buhari has, proven over time to most times answer all of these things. You hardly can tell what he's thinking. You recall in 2023, the most likely belief that he wasn't supporting the candidates of his party. That left a lot of room for quite a number of interpretations and misinterpretation. You saw what happened with the cash crunch, right? And what have you. But let us move on to the issue we have before us. We're seeing some PDP leavers now, and they are pointing accusing fingers to the APC as being responsible for the PDP's misfortune. I think it was Dili Momodu who said that there are certain anti-democratic agents that have destabilized the PDP. I know you are a supporter of the APC. I don't know if you are a registered member.